I know you came here to see my journey, but I want to do 10 pull-ups to prove to you that I am real and I know what I'm doing. This is gonna be tough. Doing 7 years of working for corporate America, I gained all this weight. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to share with you my personal journey from working in corporate America to working for myself and how I struggled with weight, gaining weight, and self-discipline. It's so many things I can touch on about this. I'm gonna try to be very sensitive to people because many of us go through this trying to please our employers and supervisors. So as you all didn't know, I used to work in corporate America. I had jobs for several years, maybe like 7 to 10 years, where I dealt with things like warehouses, fast food. Burger King was my favorite because I ate for free. And caregivers, and my favorite, I worked at Auto Parts, which was a great company named O'Reilly Auto Parts. That was my last stop before journeying into entrepreneurship. During this time, I found myself very unfulfilled. I was unhappy with my work because I knew deep down I wanted to be my own boss and have more control over my life as well as my well-being. We started having kids and I was a little scared to take that leap on my own. Like, I knew I wanted to work for myself, but I don't think I was ready for that moment. And after having all this thought and reflection on how life was, and I saw these other entrepreneurs that was living life, me and my wife were like, look, babe, let's decide to take the risk, let's do it. Worst case scenario, we can always go get another BS job. So after having our first child, it was an amazing feeling because at that time, I worked 3 jobs. So before the first child was born, I had 3 jobs, and I had enough leave time for those 3 jobs that I was able to take off and spend time with my family, which was a great feeling. We ended up taking our first trip as a couple, no kids, after 1 year of the first child being born. And during that time, we noticed something. It was many people who were out taking trips or exploring, but they wasn't working for anyone. Everyone we spoke with, they worked for themselves. Everyone we spoke with, I even had a cousin that flew down just to go on a trip with us, and they worked for themselves. So before we was able to take that trip, my wife's supervisor had got upset because she was taking off a week just to go to Florida and then take a cruise to the Bahamas. And her supervisor was like, we need you, you can't take off right now. And it just didn't make any sense, but I kid you not, that was so much motivation that we learned something from that. And it was like, hey, let's start working on what we have. Let's see if we can get a business going, because we want to be able to do this again without somebody telling us, no, you can't take a trip. And at first, it was very exciting, it was liberating. It was a great experience because we had more control over our schedule, we had more control over our workload, even our income. We made more income. But I quickly realized, because my wife always looked good, but I quickly realized I needed to work on myself more because I had lacked discipline and self-motivation. So during this time, I started instantly noticing something. I had became way out of shape because I didn't have the time to notice it when I was working the last job I had, which was a store manager position at a very great company, O'Reilly Auto Parts. And after doing all the going back and forth, working for them, I also spent long hours because if you have people call in, you got to step up like a manager. And on top of that, you got to hit your sales number. So every month to get your bonus, you got to hit that sale. And I had other coworkers who wasn't in shape. And over an amount of time, I started noticing, hey, I'm gaining weight. We eating pizza every day. We drinking drinks. Nobody had discipline. It was just a bunch of bad work habits that we started bringing into our natural lives. And my personal life became a tragedy. I stayed loving to my kids, I stayed loving to my wife, but my overall health and well-being, I wasn't loving myself. And I knew I needed to make a change. So I started implementing more structure and discipline into my daily routine as I journeyed into entrepreneurship. I created myself a schedule. I used to deal with anxiety a lot. I didn't have a schedule to stick to. And I made sure to stick to it, even if it meant saying no to social events or any other distraction, because I had friends, ex-coworkers used to reach out to me and want to talk, but no, I was busy. And also, one thing I did notice was I had more alcohol and fast food in my diet because when I worked, I was more stressed out and I didn't have the time to prep for food. Those things really held me back a lot because it seemed normal to just go somewhere, get a drink, hang out with the guys, eat a burger and some fries, and deal with the repercussions. One thing I want to tell to any up and coming entrepreneur or anyone who's working in corporate America and you like your job, but you don't like yourself, or you're transitioning from a job to working for yourself, have a routine. Because if you don't develop a routine to not only take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to take care of anyone else, be there for anyone else, and you probably won't be around long if you let yourself get so far out of shape. The very first day I quit my job, I had to go to the hospital. And the reason why I went is because I had so much anxiety built up on venturing into entrepreneurship. It was a new thing to me, and I have been working all my life that I knew my family all depended on me. Therefore, if I started this entrepreneurship journey and I wasn't successful, or the money didn't come like it used to come with getting a paycheck, I may be looked at as a failure. And as a man, that's one thing you hate to have on your shoulders, but we all have it. When you're taking care of your family, you are the breadwinner, or supposed to be the breadwinner. Therefore, if anything go wrong, people look at you first. They won't look at your wife. They won't look at your job. They look at you because they expect you to keep the household together. You make the repairs. You bring the bread in. You bring the bacon in, like most people would say. So if you're looking to become an entrepreneur, or you're in corporate America, you don't like where you're at right now, something just felt off, do a self-examination of yourself. Look at your work, see if it's stressing you, and find a way to pull back from that type of work, or find a way to social disconnect from that type of work, or just keep work and personal life separated. You want to never bring your work home and take your home to work. And many times working in corporate America, life gets so hectic outside of what you're already dealing with your upper supervisors, that happens. I have been through an amazing journey. I feel great. Before this video is over, I'm going to do 10 pull-ups so y'all can see how easy it is now. And I hope you all can continue on this journey with me. If you need me to make more videos talking about how I overcome a lot of the obstacles I know you're probably dealing with, definitely leave it in the comment. And if you can relate, leave it in the comments. Let's talk. I love hearing other people's stories, and I have great stories to tell as well. Now watch me do my pull-ups. I know you came here to see my journey, but I want to do 10 pull-ups to prove to you that I am real and I know what I'm doing. If you like this, definitely like the video and subscribe. But this is me earning you as a subscriber. Y'all ready? Let's get it. Ooh.